Hello students, today's topic is data file handling. This is chapter 4 of class 12 computer science. So in this chapter we are going to see what is a file and what are the types of file and how to work with files. So as you know, file is sequence of bytes, right? So what is file handling? So file handling is a mechanic by which we can read data of disk file in Python program or write back data from Python program to disk files. So from Python program to the disk and disk back to Python programs. So far in our programs we took input from the standard input from keyboard. After process the result was displayed in standard output, normally the monitor. Nowhere data is stored permanently. Here data is present as long as the program is running, correct? So till now, whatever programs you have seen, in these programs, we wrote codes, we entered the values while execution, and we got the required result, and it is displayed on the monitor. But what data we have entered, it is not stored anywhere, right? So for that, we used database connectivity, used technique of database connectivity with MySQL as a backend tool. But without using any backend tool, data can be stored in files. So data file handling allows us to store data entered through Python program permanently in disk file, and we can access it later. So data can be stored and accessed later. So if it is saved in a file. So we know that is how we work with files normally. For example, Microsoft Word. So we type something, we go to file and save it, and that file will be saved in the disk. But here till now whatever programs you have written, where the data what we fed, that is not stored. It shows the results and comes out of the program. Next time we will not get that same data what we entered. For that we need a concept called data file handling. Okay, so before that we will see what are data files. So data file contains data pertaining to a specific application for later use. So these files are of two types. One is text file and another one is binary files. Let us see the difference between these two. So files are of two types. First one is text file. A text file is a sequence of line and line is a sequence of character. And this file is saved in permanent storage device. Here data is stored in ASCII format or Unicode character format. ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. In text file, each line terminates with special character which is called end of line character. These are in human readable form and these can be created using any text editor. So there are two types of files. First one is text file. So text file is sequence of characters stored in a disk, but it will be stored in the form of ASCII characters or Unicode characters. So in text file, each line terminates with the end of line character, and it is in human readable form here. So it is created normally using any text editor like Notepad. The second kind of file is binary file. It stores information in same format as in the memory. That is, data is stored according to the data type. What type is used, the same data will be stored. So no translation occurs here. In binary file, there is no delimiter for new line. So end of line character is not required here. Binary files are faster and easier for program to read and write than text files. The reason for this is it stores the data in the same manner. Data in binary file cannot be directly read. it can be read only through Python program to the same. So means, so you need to read these files through codes only. You cannot directly read the human. It is not in the human readable form. Is it clear? So binary file stores the data in a binary form. So it is not human readable form. So it will be stored in the same format as it in the memory. Okay. So data file operations. What are the operations can be performed on files? So normally the steps will be, first you will have to open a file, then perform either read operation or write operation. Reading means reading from the file. You want to read the contents from the file, or writing to the file. So the third step will be closing the file. So there are mainly three operations to be performed on files. One is opening the file, and perform an operation like read or write, then close the file. Okay. So how do you open a file and how do you close a file? So we need a file variable or file handle to work with files in Python. This file object can be created using open function. There is a function called open. Using that, the file object need to be created. Open function creates a file object which is used later to access the file using the functions related to file manipulation. For example, the syntax will be file object equal to open, then you need to specify the file name and access mode. So let us see what is access mode. So the file access modes will be normally read, write and append, R, W and A. So R is for reading the file, W is for writing the file, and append is to write at the end of the file. That means add to the existing one. So there is difference between W and A. Let us see in detail about opening a file. For example, we write statements my file equal to open student.txt comma r. So in this, my file is called an object and open is the function and student.txt is the name of the file, and r is called file mode. So r refers reading. So I am opening the file student.txt for reading. Clear? So here R is the read, although it is by default. Other options are W for write and A for append. So here R I can write, and if I don't write R also, by default while reading the default mode will be R reading. So here R refers reading. The above example, my file is the file object or file handle or file pointer. We call this as file object, file handle or file pointer, holding the reference of the disk. In Python, we will access and manipulate the disk file through the file handle only. Clear? So similarly, at the end, you need to close the file. How to close the file? So that is using the close function. A reference of disk file is stored in file handle. So to close, we must call close function through the file handle and release the file. For example, at the end of whatever file I opened the object my file. So my file dot close need to be returned for closing the file. Clear? So we saw there are three file modes or file access modes, R, W and A. So in addition to that, there are few more file modes which can also be used while writing or reading from the file. So there are few file modes. We'll see that R is for reading only, sets file pointer at the beginning of the file. This is the default mode. That means R is the default mode. It is used for reading purpose and sets the file pointer at the beginning of the file, means it starts read from the beginning. So similarly RB. So here B refers binary file and R is the same what function what we did, that is for reading purpose. So reading in binary file RB. Clear? Next, R plus. If I write R plus, both reading and writing. So means both reading and writing. The file pointer placed at the beginning of the file. So file pointer will be placed at the beginning and it is for reading and writing. Similarly, RB plus, if I am writing, then reading and writing in binary file. Is it clear? Next, W. W refers writing only. Overrides the file if the file exists. That means while writing, if you specify a file name, if that file is already exist, it will overwrites. If not, it creates a new file for writing. So if the file is existing, it overwrites. If it is not existing, it creates a new file. Similarly, WB stands for writing in binary file. W plus refers to both reading and writing, and it overwrites if no file exists. So means overwrites if no file exists, creates a new file for read and write. Sorry, if it is W plus is always overwrites if it is existing. If no file exists, it creates a new file for read and write. Clear? If it is existing, it overwrites. If it is not existing, it creates a new file for read and write. So WB plus stands for the same operation in binary file. Clear? Next, A for appending. Move the file pointer at the end of the file. So creates a new file for writing if not exist. Means A for append. It is same as a writing operation, but what happens is in writing it writes from the beginning or it overwrites. But in appending, whatever the contents, it continues from there. So it appends to the existing one. So AB stands for the same operation in binary file, appending in binary file. Similarly, A plus stands for both appending and reading. That is, move files pointer at the end. It moves the file pointer at the end. If the file does not exist, it creates a new file for reading and writing. If it is not existing, it creates a new file for reading and writing. AB plus, it is also same as A plus, but it is in binary mode. So these are the different uh, file modes. So most commonly we use R, W and A. R for reading, W for writing, and A for appending. So let us see how we'll read. We saw how to open the file and how to close the file. Now how to read the content from a file. So to read from a file, Python provides many functions. There are mainly three functions. First one is read. Read returns n bytes. So in read, n is an optional value. So you can pass n bytes. So that means it reads n bytes. If n is not passed, then it reads the entire file. So if n is not specified, it reads entire file. So read is a function for reading the contents of a file. Read line. So read line reads a line of input. Here also, if n is specified, reads at most n bytes. So you can specify n or you can leave n. So it is optional. Read bytes in the form of a string ending with line character or blank string if no more bytes are left for reading. Clear? So it is for reading one line at a time. Read lines. This is read line. Now read lines. It reads all lines and returns them in a list. So you want to read all the lines together, then you can use use read lines function. It will be returning the result in the form of a list. Is it clear? You see that with examples. So first function is read function. So here read function can read contents from a file. So here just see how to write. First you need to create an object. So for example, f is object. So I need to open the file. So I should use open function. Within open function, I need to specify the file name, which file I want to open. So here you see that I have written equal backslash backslash then my file.txt. That means I'm going to read my file from E drive. If path is different, for example, if within E drive I want to go to another folder, then I should specify the folder name after this. Then again file name. Okay. So if I don't specify anything, then it refers to the current directory or current folder. So where which folder is selected presently. Clear? So here R specifies read. So I'm going to open the file myfile.txt for reading. Clear? So this is the first step is for opening the file. Next step is I want to read the content from the file. So what I need to do is I create an object or variable equal to f dot read. F is nothing but the opened object. F dot read will read the content from the file and store it in a data. So print data if I am writing, so it prints the contents what is stored in data. So then I need to write f dot close to close the object or close the file. So what, for example, if the content of the file is my school name is KV Mysuru, which is stored in a notepad file. So I can read it through the codes like this. I'll just demonstrate this with the example. So we'll open the file. So we will not use all these things now. Just try to use read function. Okay. So let me check first whether my file.txt is there present in the E drive. So I can go to E drive and see. Or if it is not existing, I can create a file in Notepad. So there is a file called my file. It is a Notepad file which contains 2 lines, right? My school name is KV Mysuru. I am studying in class 12. So this is in E drive saved as my file. So now we'll run this program. So myfile.txt, I'm going to read from E drive. Okay, let me save this. Okay, let us see. So I'm reading the file myfile.txt in R mode, that is read mode. No, I'm reading it using read function. Then I'm printing it. Okay, so there is a file called myfile.txt in E drive. Okay, let us see how it works. So if I'm running this, so I can see that files contents of the file, entire content of the file is read and displayed here through code. So the file is a notepad file that is read through Python code. Clear? So let us continue to the next. So read function is for reading the entire content of the file. Now there is something called read n. N is a number of bytes. It reads and returns n bytes if I am specifying the size, for example. So it will read only the required data. So in this example we wrote read 9, that means only 9 bytes will be read from the file. So let us see our example. In that will make changes. So here I'll make that read, for example, read 5. Let us see what is read. Okay, and I'm running it. It reads only 5 characters, 5 bytes. My my now space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 bytes are read from the file. Clear? So read with n will read and return n bytes. Clear? Next function is read line. So we can also use read line function which can read one line at a time from the file. So if there are two lines, one line will be read at a time. So just like read function, we just use read line. So it will read only one line at a time. So let us see our example now. So here I'll make modification here. I will make it as read line. Clear? And the file content will see first. So there are two lines in this. Okay. So let us see what is displayed. So if I am using read line, it will read only one line at a time. So I want to read another line, so I should write the read line function once again. Then only it will read. Clear? So I'll read take another variable because we used the variable there data. I'm using data1 now. Okay, let us see what is displayed now. So first time what is read and displayed, then second time what is read and displayed. We'll see. So now you can see both the lines. So using this, so one time use of readline function will read only one line of code. Clear? One line of code, one line of content of the file. Clear? We'll go back to the presentation. Next, another function is read lines. So we saw read with the argument and read line. Now read lines. So what is read lines? Read lines function is used to read many lines. So now you want to read multiple lines together. So you can use readlines function. So we saw that the definition of readline function where it displays in the form of a list. Let us see this example also. Here you see we are reading myfile.txt and we are using readlines function. So it reads lines of code. So then we are displaying the data. Okay. So what happens is first time when you display it will display in the form of a list. You see there is output. It is a list of line. So first line will be in one element of the list. Second line will be the second element of the list. So you don't want to display like this. You want to display one by one line, one below the other. Then you can take that in loop for I in data. Data is nothing but the result now, right? So print I. If I'm taking like this, one by one line will be printed. So it is actually the list, right? From the list, I'm getting one by one element, like one line at a time. So one line will be displayed first line, then next time next line will be displayed. So after everything you need to close the file. So here this will be for multiple lines. If you want to display multiple lines, read multiple lines. Okay. So let us see that in our example. So we are opening the file myfile.txt read lines. So first let us see the first part. So we are using here both the ways. Print data will display the list, and for I in data print I will display each element of the list. Let us see how it will be the result. So you can see here it is displayed in the form of a list. So the two elements. So the both the elements will be displayed in separate lines now. So when you want to display one below the other, then you can use for loop, or if you want to display as a list, you can directly display it using print statement. Clear? So I hope you are clear with read line and read lines. Next, how to write to the file. We saw the reading from the file. Now how to write to a file. So we can write characters into a file using following two methods. There are two methods. One is write function, another one is write line functions. So write line with string and write lines with sequence of lines. So let us see how it will work. So the first function is write. It takes string as argument and adds to the file. We have to use /n in string for end of line character. If in case you want to go to end of line character to be displayed, that means you want to display the text in the next line, then you have to specify /n. So write statement is for writing to the file. So you just see here f equal to open e colon about me dot txt comma ww specified write. So I'm going to write to the file about the file name is about me dot txt. Okay. So what I am going to write? So I will just store a text here and just use the variable text equal to I am a student of individual. This is a string. So this string I want to write to the file. So what I can do f dot write and pass this string. So it will write the content of the string to the file about me.txt. So if I'm opening the notepad file and see that in D drive there will be a file called about me, that file will display this content. Clear? So if you want multiple lines, so what you can do is multiple time use of write. For example, I want to display that I am a student of Kendriya Vidyalaya, and next line I want to display I am studying in class 12. So what I can do is f dot write, use it, display the message string, then /n use it goes to the next line. Then again I am studying in class 12, so two time use of write, and here there is /n. So what will be the output? So it will display it in a different lines. Clear? This is how write function works. Let us see that how it works practically. Okay, so here I will use the file mode w, and about me I'll just write my changes. About us, I'll make it as about us. About us is the file name, and I'm going to write to the file. What I'm going to write is it's given here, that is my favorite subject is computer science. Okay, this is the content, so I'm going to write. Okay, so if I run this, it doesn't show any output, but if you want to check whether it is written, you have to go to E drive and check whether any file is there. So we'll see, go to E drive and one file will be created. So the name of the file is about us. So if you open that, you can see the content what I have written. My favorite subject is computer science. So this is how writing to file, text file. So now we are talking about text files. Okay, clear? Next we'll continue with the next. Write lines. write lines. If you want to write list tuple into file, then we use write lines function. You want a list of elements to be written, so then you can use write lines function. For example, you are in this, so you are writing to a file called about.txt, and there is a list physics slash n is written to display it in a different line. Chemistry slash n is written, computer science, mathematics. So everything is put in a list. If I am writing f dot write lines and pass this list, then run the program. So you can see in the file, physics, chemistry, computer science, and mathematics will be displayed in different lines. So here the list is passed to the file. So accordingly you get the result. So you can use write and write lines for writing to a file. Okay. So we saw writing. So there is one more file mode called append. Append means adding something to a existing file. So appending in a file. So previously we saw reading from the file, write to the file, appending in a file. Appending means adding. Already you are having some file, so you want to add contents to it. So what you can do is you can use append mode. So A is a mode used to accomplish this task. It means opening a file in write mode, and if the file is existing, then adding data to the end of the file. So for example, in this case, about me.txt. So that means if this file is already existing, you want to append, add to the previous file. Whatever is the content existing, to that whatever I am going to write now will be added. So for example, in this case, slash n my favorite subject is computer science. So this content will be added to the previous content. Assume that you have already created about me there. You had 4 lines of text. So now you added a new line and you wrote it. So after that, the output will be my favorite subject is computer science. This is added at the last. So whatever the difference between W and A is, if you write W, it will, if the file is existing, it overwrites. That means it starts fresh, it deletes everything and writes fresh. If you are using A, then it will be added at the end to the same file. Here, so we'll see the example, programming example. So what I do is, to the same file we have created about us, right? I will use a file mode, append mode. A. My favorite subject is, I'll add a different subject now. Okay, let us see, I'll run the program. So nothing will be displayed. You will see, open that file about us. Go to E drive and see, open the file. So earlier I had written my favorite subject is computer science. Now I have added one more line, right? My favorite subject is mathematics. So both the lines will be added. So to the previous content only, the new line whatever added is added. So it is append mode. If I am using, instead of this, let me try this once again. Now I'll make this as W. So what happens is it will overwrites. Let us run. Let me run this. Okay. Now we'll refresh and open that same file. See, the content, previous content is erased. Clear. So A is for append and W for writing. If it is existing, it will erase and write or overwrite. Clear. So the next we'll see a code, writing user input to the file. We have seen directly a text is passed to the file, then it is read. Similarly, we have added to the existing file. Now whatever the user enters, those data should go to the file. So how to do that, we'll see the code here. An example of program to write user input data to a file. For example, I want to enter name and age continuously and store it in a text file. Okay, so what I can do is I can put that in a loop and go on adding and store it in a file. So how to do that, let us see. So I'm taking one variable ch equal to y. This is for choice. So let me explain that better. F equal to open. So I'm opening a file student.txt in append mode. That means if that is containing something already, so it will go on adding. So while ch equal to y or ch equal to capital Y, that means ch I have initialized as y. So it will be true first time, right? So when ch value is y, it continues the loop. Okay. So I'm asking the user enter name. I'm asking the user enter age. So name and age is entered and stored in name and age variables. Now if I'm writing f dot write name, so what is stored in the variable will be returned to the file. Similarly slash n, that means I'm going to and go to the next line. So slash n is stored in the file. Then I'm passing age. Age is an integer, so I need to pass that as a string. So I should convert it to string str of age. So that is also passed. Then slash n. So there are these lines name and age with new line characters are added to the file. So then I want to display a message data saved successfully. So it is just for display purpose. Then I am asking the user input, do you want to enter more records? So it will ask you the choice, do you want to enter more records? If I'm pressing Y, so it continues the loop. Once again it will ask another name, another age, and it writes. Then again it continues when I will press Y. So when I press any other than Y, any other character, it will come out of the loop. Then we are closing the file. So what happens here is the user will be asked the name and age. So user will enter name and age, and those records will be stored in the files. Okay, so for example lava and 14 and 15 like this. So it is stored in the notepad file. If you open the file and student.txt, you can find this. Yeah, let us do this on our screen practically. Okay, so it's program to write user input data. So I'm opening the file student. So let me make it a student one. If it is existing, let us make a fresh file. So append mode is used. So I'm asking name and age. Okay, let me run this. So if I'm running this, it will ask you the name. So I'll enter the name. Then it is asking the age. So data saved successfully. If I want to enter one more record, press Y. Then name. So age. Okay. So I don't want to continue. I'll press N. So it comes out of the loop. So let us see what is stored in this file. So I am using the file student1.txt in E drive. So go to E drive and see whether any file is created. So student1 is created, right? So to open that, you can find out Karan and Kishan. Clear? So here what happens is whatever a user entered is stored in the file. Now I am running this. Since I am using append mode, again if I am run this, it will ask you the new names. Okay, so I'll enter it. So I don't want to continue, I'll press N. So this should also go to the same file. I'm not changing the file driver. So it will store it in the same file. Let us check that whether it is stored. So if I am opening it, I can see that name what I entered as stored there. Is it clear? So I hope you are clear the concept of read, write and append. Clear? So there is one more file, one more program here to transfer from one file to another. So here I am opening one file for reading, that is student file. Another file I am opening, that is vidyarthi.txt, that is for writing. So I want to transfer the contents of student file to vidyarthi file. So how can I do? You see. So I have initialized the variable as str as a string. So while str, that means if it contains something, so here it's empty means it will consider. So if it is contain something, what I am doing is my file one dot read line. My file one is first one student.txt. So I am reading student.txt. Then that is one line of student.txt and it is stored in str. My file dot write str, that means whatever is stored that I am writing to another file. So from first file I am reading one line, then it is returned to another line. Then again it continues while str. Next line will be read and next line will be written. So line by line from the file student, the content will be close to copied to vidyarthi.txt. So this is how from one file to another file is copied. So after that you need to close both the files. Remember always opening in the beginning, then closing at the last. So whatever you open, you close it. So this is how you can copy from one file to another. Okay. So you want to see this, we'll see that also in our programs. Okay. So let us check whether student is existing. Yes, student is existing with the data lava, Kusha and Akshay. Okay. So let us see. Now we'll create another file. Vidyarthi is already there. I will create Vidyarthi1. So from student to Vidyarthi1. Okay. So if I'm running this, so if no error comes, then it is successful. You can just go and check in your file. So I created Vidyarthi1, right? So Vidyarthi1 file is created here, and in this you can see the content of the same from student. So student file also contains the same data. Is it clear? So hope you are clear up to this. So today we have seen what is text file, what is binary file, then two types of files we have seen, then what is the difference between text file and binary file, then how to perform operations on files. So there are three steps: opening the file, then performing the operation and closing the file. So for opening and closing, what is the method how to open and close, then what are the file modes used for it. Mainly we use R, W and A, read, write and append. So the function used for reading, read line and read lines. Then function used for writing is write and write lines. Then for appending to the file we need to use the file mode A. So we saw the example of user input data to send to the file and also transferring from one file to another. I hope you are clear with the basic concepts of files. So here we have seen all these about text files. Clear? I hope you are clear. We'll see the remaining in next session.